What's up, guys? This is Michael with TYT Yugioh, and I'm going to profile my Deskbot deck, post Shining Victories for you guys. So, as far as the Deskbot lineup, we just play one Deskbot 1. He's a tuner of the deck. You just play one. You don't really want to draw it, and since it's no longer Necron's format, you don't really need to worry about it being banished or anything, so one is fine. After that, we play 3 Deskbot 2s, super because we ain't poor. And basically, this is Stratos. When it's summoned, you search any Deskbot card. It's really important, and it's a machine dupe target. And it's not once per turn either, so machine dupe's like just broken. Next, we play 3 Deskbot 3. This is basically tour guide. You imagine you tour guide into the Stratos, like add another tour guide, just like +2 for absolute free. And then he also boosts up all your Deskbots by 500 for each Deskbot card that you control. So if you have like cards in your pendulum zones in a full field, it's like a lot of attack. Like, don't even worry about it. Next up is best card in the deck, 3 Deskbot 4. So Deskbot 4 has like a really weird effect. So you Foolish Burial a Deskbot from your deck during the end of the damage step, and it gains attack equal to the sent monster's level times 500. So it maxes out at 5,000 attack just by its own effect. And then if it destroys a monster by battle and doesn't even need to send it to the graveyard, so it can kill pendulum monsters and everything, you can summon 2 Deskbot monsters with different levels from your hand and or graveyard. So usually you'll be summoning back a Deskbot 1 from the graveyard or from your hand if you draw it, and another monster to make a synchro play. This is the heart and soul of the deck, and this is the way you accumulate all of your advantage. Next up, we play 3 Deskbot 5. This is the best pendulum monster. When it's destroyed in the pendulum zone, you can special summon a Deskbot from your graveyard, which gets full really fast because of Deskbot 4. And it's also, again, they're all machine dupe targets, so you machine dupe this and get Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is like just the most broken play, because when this card is summoned, normal or special, you pop a spell or trap on the field. So machine duping this is just like, a plus, like +2 or a +1 for the extra Deskbot, +3 for killing 2 spells, and then you overlay into Infinity, absorb another card for +5, and then you obviously have your Infinities to negate stuff. It's broken. The second best Deskbot Pendulum card is Deskbot 6. So you play 3 because you need 1 in the Pendulum Zone, 1 to send with 6, and 1 to have in your hand in case the one in their Pendulum Zone gets destroyed. Because this is you really need this in your Pendulum Zone. Because the play that comes up a lot is popping your own 6 with 5 in order to add back a Deskbot from your graveyard, 3 in order to keep your plays going. So you need 1 in your Pendulum Zone, 1 to send with 4 to summon it back, and then 1 extra basically. Next up, you just play 1 Deskbot 7. He's really bad, but you need the level to boost up 4. And then you also play 1 Deskbot 8. He's also pretty bad, but you need the level. And these are just extra pendulum scales. Again, you don't really like drawing these. They don't really have a lot of uses in your hand, so that's why you just play 1. And then the new card that came out in Shining Victories, Deskbot 9. So this card is this card's the nut. So basically, it's 6 Samurai Shien. If a Deskbot card you control, or if he would be destroyed, you can kill another Deskbot instead. That includes your pendulum scale, so you can plus off your 5s and 6s. It's Armades, and during the main phase, you can have it gain the combined attack of all your Deskbots. And since you have things like 3 that boost up all the Deskbots by themselves, I think this card maxes out. If you have the optimal field of 3 Deskbot 3s, a pendulum, 2 pendulum scales, and a 2, this card gets it's 15,000 attack or something, and you just one punch people. It's hilarious. Next up, we play a small Speedroid engine. So we play 3 Terror Top, Red-Eyed Dice, and 2 Mankos. These cards are for this really crazy combo that I'll show you at the end of the video. But basically, this combo is your only first turn play that and it really just unbricks you. It basically the Terror Top becomes any of your Deskbot cards, and you need to open with either 3 or 4 in order to play next turn. So that combo involves the Speedroid, this Karakuri level 3 tuner guy. I fuck knows how you pronounce his name, but so this combo is actually just a nut. It's a 1-card combo. And then we play Speedroid Manko because it's if in the event that you draw the red-eye dice, you need to have another thing to search from your Speedroid Teratop, because Teratop doesn't really do anything on its own in this deck. You don't really make rank 3s, so you need something else to search. And then also, it's a level 4 machine that technically is a machine dupe target, so in a pinch you can make a rank 4. And it also just helps keep you alive, because sometimes when you brick, like, it's really easy to top deck well in this deck. Like, if you just top deck a 3, like, you're really back in the game. So if you just last one more turn and, like, hope to, like, top deck a 3 or 4, like, that can really save you. So the last monsters we play are 3 Max Cs. So this is an aggro deck. Obviously, it's all about the battle phase with Deskbot 4 and Deskbot 9. So you want to be going second, and this card is just absolutely nuts right now. Again, you know, Fire King Cosmo, like, really loses to this. BA really loses to this, and it works especially well in this deck since you actually inherently have something to draw into, and that's Speedroid Manko. So if your opponent's going off, like, you have something to draw into so that you don't just die, which makes it really advantageous. Next, moving on to the spells, we play a 3 Machine Duplication, probably definitely the best spell card in the deck. Every Deskbot has less than 500 attack, so they're all machine dupe targets, and none of them are once per turn. So you can, like, machine dupe a 2 and get, like, 2 searches, machine dupe a 3 and get, like, you know, multiple attack boosts, machine dupe 4, like, get multiple, like, foolish barrels and stuff. This card's absolutely insane. It should probably be limited, but whatever. Next up, we play 3 Twin Twister. Main deck in this card is kind of risky, but you accumulate so much advantage with 3 and 4 and, like, the 2s, machine dupes and everything, that you kind of can afford to play a few cards that might be dead in certain matchups, since the Despots have such high utility. Like, no deck is really prepared for, like, a deck that just attacks things in battle. And so having, like, these 3 cards against something like, you know, Pure BA, which, like, isn't running a lot of traps these days, or, like, Fire King Cosmo is okay. But the reason you main deck 3 is, like, you literally lose to pretty much every trap in the game. Like, your normal summon is so important. Like, your normal summon of 3 or 4, like, even going neg-1 to hit, like, 1 back row can really save you. And again, it doesn't really matter, because whatever you pitch to the grave, like, usually you can get it back with 4. And again, like, there's so many 1-card combos, just like summoning 4 or summoning Teratop, that, like, ditching the 1 card, like, and going neg-1 just to hit, like, 1 back row or something, it doesn't matter at all. Next up, we play 2 Instant Fusion. You play 2 targets for this in the extra deck, which I'll show you in a second, but this just really raises your ceiling and makes it so that you can go a little bit past your normal summon. And this also, you know, this helps to bait out strikes and stuff that would otherwise give you trouble. Next, we play 1 for 1. This is kind of a tech in this deck. You can summon Deskbot 1 or the Speedroid Red-Eye dice off this. This really saves you in the event that you draw the Karakuri guy for the combo that I'll show you. But it's basically just really important to get the 1 somewhere that's, like, not in your hand, because it's, like, really bad in your hand. You just need to get it out of your deck, onto the field of graveyard as fast as possible, and so this card really helps with that. And then 1 Upstart, Rip, Patrick Hoban, it's combo deck. And then 1 Solemn Warning. Solemn Warning, this is definitely, like, the 40th card in the deck. This deck doesn't exactly struggle going first because of the Teratop combo that I'll show you. But it just needs, like, kind of an edge. So a lot of times, like, if you just open, like, you know, Deskbot 3, Deskbot 4, like, just setting this, and you just feel a little bit safer. And so, but this is definitely could be a Regeki or something if you feel like you prefer going second. So on the extra deck, we for the fusions, we play the 2 instant fusion targets, which is Norden and Panzer Dragon. Norden brings back your tuners from the graveyard. You primarily use this to make Black Rose Dragon to force things like Infinity, stuff like that, with the Karakuri tuner in your graveyard. And then Panzer Dragon, it's good spot removal and also makes Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is really helpful. Next for the XEs, you just play 1 rank 2 for when you machine dupe your 2s. I play Sky Cavalry Centuria, because it's kind of neat because you can it gets over Cosmo ships sometimes. But really, it doesn't matter what rank 2 you play. You literally just need to free up your monster zone in order to resolve 4, because you have to summon exactly 2. You can't just summon 1 when you kill something with 4. So, like, sometimes you, like, literally just need to have less cards in your field. I was playing Daigusto Phoenix for a while, but I don't know, Sky Cavalry's alright. The only rank 4 you play is Geargiant X. Like, this card's the goo in this deck. It searches your entire deck. If you need to survive, search Speedroid Manko. You need to be offensive, search Deskbot 3, Deskbot 4. This card's amazing. And then you play Nova and Infinity because you can make it with 2 5s, and because it's ridiculous. It also actually, fun fact, does free up your field because you can absorb your own attack position monsters to free up your monster zone with for more Deskbot 4 attacks. Then onto the synchros. Herald the Arclight. This card is actually broken. Like, no one knows what it does aside from like the people like summoning Unicorn with it. But it's like Solemn Judgment and like Dimensional Fissure. And this card comes up a lot turn 1 when you open like multiple 3s. All you do is you summon 3 to and then Tour Guide into your Deskbot 1 and synchro for this. And then you have like, again, if you had multiple 3s, you still have the follow-up play next turn. And like this card is just like way too good. Like you open this in Warning, like it's usually just game, like with just 2 cards. It's crazy. Next you play Nat Beast because you can make it. It's pretty unfair, whatever. We play Metaphys Horus. This card is ridiculous. So if you make it by using a Pendulum monster, you can your opponent chooses one monster that they control to give control, and they give control of it to you permanently. So you make this with Deskbot 5 and Deskbot 1, like your opponent has to give you like a Cosmo ship or something, or if you're playing Rogue, like you can synchro with it. This card's ridiculous. We also play Stardust Charge Warrior as another level 6. This card's okay. It comes up sometimes when you just when you already have an established field and you just need to like dig for your instant fusions, Twin Twisters, or like a Menko or something. This is definitely the 15th card in the extra deck though. This could easily be like Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend or Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, or not Scarlet, Stardust Dragon or Odd Eyes Meteor Burst or something like that. Then we play Black Rose Dragon, Ghost Rare because we ain't poor. As our level 7. Again, this card's really important for baiting out like Infinities, Strikes, stuff like that with Instant Fusion Norden. And this card's actually crazy because in a pinch you can like activate your own Pendulum Scale, like activate 5 in the Pendulum Zone, and then Black Rose it with the like solely for the purpose of blowing it up, and then summon something back from the graveyard like a 4, and then like go off. So like this card's really necessary. And then we play this Karakuri card, which like is really bad. It summons a level 3. It summons the Karakuri that we play from the deck, which helps us go into Deskbot Jet. Like it's part of the combo that I'll show you. Then we play Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. This card's alright. It doesn't come up that much. This is like probably the 14th card in the extra deck. Like I said, if you'd rather play Meteor Burst or something, then you totally can. But the burn damage comes up sometimes because a lot of times with 4, if you use this effect, you actually don't do battle damage to your opponent. So sometimes the burn damage can come up. And then Trishula because it's broken. And then Deskbot Jet, which a lot of Deskbot players really underuse. But it's really good. It basically, if you have it in your graveyard, it lets you summon like essentially two monsters with the same level off of 4. One of the most common plays with it is if this is in your graveyard and you use 4 to kill something, you send 5 and then summon the 5, summon this, and then tag this out for another 5 and then make Infinity, which is really strong. On the side deck really quick, we just play 2 Ghost Ogre. This card's really pretty good against Fire King Cosmo, randomly against Pendulums. It comes up sometimes. This card's alright. The extra space in this deck is pretty free. So next we play the 7-card Kaiju Engine. This comes in against Cosmos going second to out their Infinities, their planets, their Dark Ladies and stuff. Basically, the only reason you play these 2 as the Kaijus is because like this one has pretty low attacks. You can give it to your opponent. And this one is the one you want to give to yourself. And it's a machine, so you can boost it up with 2 in a pinch. Which, yeah. And then just like Dark Hole, baits out Infinity, stuff like that. Really good. And Chaos Trap Hole for Cosmo and BA. Like, they really lose to this card. Really good. And 3 Rivalry. Again, Cosmo loses this card. BA loses this card. This is like one of the best side deck cards of the format. So really quick, the Speedroid-Karakuri combo. It's a 1-card combo, but it really like unbricks you and makes you playable. It's literally a 1-card combo. So all you need is Speedroid Terratop. So what you do is if you have Speedroid Terratop, usually you make this play going first. You special it to search for the red-eyed dice from your deck. And then you normal summon the red-eyed dice and use this effect to make Terratop level 6. Then you synchro for the Karakuri guy, and then you activate the Karakuri guy's effect to summon the other Karakuri from your deck, and then you synchro these two to make Deskbot Jet. Use Deskbot Jet's effect to pop itself and summon Deskbot 2, and then search whatever you need, usually going to be a 3. So this thins your deck out by 3 spots and sets you up with a Deskbot Jet Engrave, which is really strong for Deskbot 4 plays. So that's the deck, and thank you very much.